Hey everybody, it's Emmy. It is July 1st on this beautiful, gorgeous day, and I am going to jump into my hive. So I've been in my hives for about 10 days. It's been a little bit crazy around here, so I'm going to go and do a couple of things. Number one being, just as always, checking on my queen, see how she's doing, if I can spot her, if not, if I can see signs of her activity, eggs, larvae. I'm also going to look at pollen stores and honey stores. At this time of year, there should be plenty of nectar. Number two, I'm going to pull frames of capped honey. We're coming to extraction time, which is exciting. And then number three, I'm going to do a mite check. So we're coming into summer dearth. It's a good time to start checking mite counts, and if mite levels are high enough, I will proceed to treat. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. So last time I checked, coming into this season, hive number 3 was my largest. It has swarmed twice now, but last time I checked there was a laying queen, so they are recovering. Hive number 2 and hive number 1 have become my big hives, and they have been doing very well, collecting nectar and just booming. Split number 1. This came from my hive number 3. This originally had the queen in it from my blue hive right over there. I found her, I split her, but then this hive decided to supersede her. So this now has a queen that was made from one of her daughters, and I checked in here about a week ago and she was laying. And this little split right here, also made from hive number 3, over there, blue hive, from daughter cells of that Reba Grant queen, successfully created a queen, and they're just trucking along as well. This queen has been marked. This queen is not marked. She was just recently mated, so very, very skittish. But if I see her today, I will go ahead and mark her. And this hive over here, I've marked a couple queens, but they might have swarmed, so I'm just going to have to see how it goes. If I spot a queen that's not marked, I'm going to go ahead and mark her. Okay, so I'm going to start with this hive right here, hive number 2, and I'm going to pull frames. I've got a box here, an empty super, that I'm going to place frames of capped honey from. So the setup for this hive right now is 2 brood boxes down below and 3 supers, as well as that one. And if they need more room, I will give them another super. But we're coming into dearth, so I don't imagine that being the case, but we shall see. So another update, I've went ahead and put robber screens up about 2 weeks ago just to get them acclimated and in preparation for dearth when robbing happens. So I have a little screen there. The bees that are part of this colony know that the entrances are on the side. Those that are trying to rob will try to dive bomb right to the middle of the hive. So I've used these screens in the past and they've worked well, so I've done that to all of the hives, including these little splits. I actually have to add one to that hive in the back there. So we'll do that as well. Right here, so I don't imagine the queen being up in the supers. The reason why we have a queen excluder is we don't want any larvae in our hive. So this is feeling very heavy. Super heavy and propylized on. Oh my goodness! Super heavy. Wow, that's full. Yep, that is entirely full. Check this out. That is entirely full and capped, just burgeoning with honey. Alright, so I think what I might do on that is just put a bee escape so the bees can just escape out of that. Anyways, I'll explain that later. Alright, let's get into here. Alright. So, this looks pretty full too. Hi ladies. So, I honeycombed these last time. I staggered foundation frames with empty foundation frames with full frames to encourage them, and it looks like they've drawn all of them out. Let's see how heavy this one feels. Oh yeah, this one's heavy too. Oh boy. Oh my goodness, yep, that's full too. Okay, wow. This one too. Wow, these girls have been so busy. So, I think I'm actually going to do my mite check from up here, and that way I don't have to worry about getting my queen. This is really full as well. Holy smokes. Okay, so that's not quite capped yet. That is full. So I'm going to move that to the side and put some empty frames in the middle here. Wow, this hive is booming. So I'm going to have to get some empty foundation in here ASAP. Make sure that queen has enough room. So even that is drawn out, but not filled up yet. So put that in the middle. Wow, these girls are busy. Look at this frame. That's beautiful. Almost nearly capped. So here's another one that they started to draw out. I'm going to put that in the middle as well. Whew, this frame is beautiful. Look at that. That's solid. Okay, set that beauty aside. Okay, so since it's one of my biggest hives, I'm going to check this one first for mites. I've got some bees from that super. I'm going to just quickly look for the queen. I don't expect her to be here because this is above the queen excluder and she can't fit. So, just going to make sure and scan I don't see a queen. And I'm going to get a ½ cup sample of bees. I've never actually done it this way, but apparently if you hold this like this, the bees will fall in. Not really. So I'm just going to shake these bees into this container and get a ½ cup. Grab a ½ cup of them, put them into my thing, close it up, shake them around. This is a Varroa Easy Check. Like this thing a lot, used it last year. Great. So I'm going to put these bees back over here, scoop it out, and give that a really good shake. This is window washing fluid. You can also use alcohol. Shake that really well to dislodge any mites. Okay, so now that I've gotten my sample, my mite sample, I'm going to just look for signs of the queen and then leave this hive alone. Queen excluder keeps the queen down below. This is really glued on there. Okay. And I believe I have a drone frame in here too. I want to quickly check on that. Lift this up. This is very heavy. So you can see any queen cups. Oh, I see lots of queen cups. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh, and I should get this drone frame out of here. That's going to be the Varroa bomb. So, lots of queen cups here. Lots of them. Looks like these girls are getting crowded. I don't see any larvae in any of them though. And I don't see any that are fully developed, which is good. I don't want these girls to swarm. So I'm going to go ahead and squish all of those. See, right there. I also have a drone frame in here. That is part of my mite management. I'm going to get rid of that because that's where the Varroa like to go, to the drone larvae, because they're larger. They take longer to develop. We destroy those, theoretically, we destroy lots of the Varroa. So I'm going to get rid of all these cups. I don't see eggs in any of these so far. Okay. Let's get this drone frame out of here. I see that it's capped. I'll give my chickens a nice little snack. Now drone cells are a little bit larger, and this foundation has larger cells, so it encourages the hive to make drones. Look at that. Beautiful. These are all males. And that's capped, so I'm going to take that out. Let me show you this side. Look at that, that's beautiful. So the idea being, we remove these drones, we're also removing a large population of the varroa, because the varroa prefer the drones. So, set that aside. Now I'm going to look for signs of laying, look for signs of my queen. Oh, I'm also going to look and see if there are any queen cups in here. Very light frame. There's some hatched brood. Beautiful, bright orange pollen. Nectar. Right. Lots of pollen. I see eggs. So my queen has been here within the last 3 days. More pollen. Okay, I'm going to get a frame to put back in here. This looks like it's more of a stores hive body at this point, although I do see eggs in this frame, and capped brood, developing brood. So the queen was here recently. Tons of pollen. Alright, so I'm going to close these girls up. I'm going to go get a replacement frame. So this is the first time I've ever used drone comb as a method of varroa maintenance or management. So I'm just curious to see if any of these drones actually have mites on them. Just out of curiosity. Chuk chuks! I'm going to give these to my chickens. Not seeing any as of yet. Hey, chuk chuks! Go ahead. Here are my chickens. Let's see what they do. Chuk 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 chuk. I'll probably have to bait them. Chuk chuks. Chuk chuk chuk. Chuk 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 chuk. Chuk 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 chuk. Chuk chuk. There they go. Go ahead. Now they're figuring it out. These chickens approve this message. So, results of the first mite test of the season shows 0 mites. Not a single mite. I'm shocked. No mites. That's great. Alright, I'll check the other ones next. In my experience, shaking the basket's a good idea. Sometimes more varroa fall through, but I'm not getting anything. That's amazing. But we must remain vigilant. Every 2 weeks we should test for varroa, because as dearth happens, robbing happens, and these bees raid other hives that are infected and will bring back varroa to this hive. So keep checking all season. Next we're going into number 1 hive, which 3 years ago was my very first hive. And same thing, we're just going to look for queen health, pull some capped honey frames. So the queen should not be up here, so again I'm going to take my sample from up here. Oh my goodness, that's heavy. Wow. That is full. Wow, completely full. These ladies have been busy. Such a tight fit. That's capped. That's almost capped. Wow, this is a super fat frame. Look at that. Holy kablooey. That's a monster frame. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do a similar thing. Just going to knock these bees off of here. Heavy frame. Half got the bees. Dump them in, quickly cover them. Put these back by the hive. Now these bees are getting a bit agitated because I'm disturbing them, understandably. Banging them around and such. This super feels not as heavy as that. Okay, queen excluder's on. Again, we're going to just look for signs of my queen and signs of swarming. I have a queen excluder on. This is my first year using these metal ones. Seems like the bees cross these ones a little bit better than the plastic one that I used last year. And this one too looks like it's got a lot of honey in it. Alright, let's pry this apart and see what's going on. Beautiful frame of nectar. This is a new foundation. They've drawn it out beautifully. Very strong hive, lots of nectar. This side is capped, this side is not. I'll move that to the outside and bring empty frames to the middle. We don't want the hive to get honeybound, otherwise they'll want to swarm. Honeybound means that there's no path to move upwards, and the bees feel confined and therefore want to take off. Well, there's an empty cup, open cup. That's a drone cup, and I've got some drone in there as well. Lots of drone, full of syrup, full of nectar. So these girls are getting congested, so I'm going to give them some empty frames. I'm going to stagger a foundation frame, which is just empty, with these honey frames, so they have enough room. Wow. There's a lot of burr comb between these frames. Ooh. Really stuck in there. Lots of drone brood. Okay. That one wasn't quite capped, so I'm not going to extract that one. We only want to extract frames that are completely capped or 80% capped. Otherwise, we risk having our honey ferment. So, again, stagger. Make sure that there's enough room. Another full frame, but not quite capped. Move it in there. And I'll just plug in another foundation frame right there. This hive has been very, very busy. Okay, so now I'm just looking for signs of my queen and signs of swarming. This is all drone comb, full of drone comb. We're also looking for signs of varroa. So, don't see anything yet. I don't want to smoke them because I don't want to chase off my queen, but right in front. Clean this off so that when I put my super back on, I don't inadvertently squish anybody. So when I take this drone comb off, I'm putting them right on the landing board so the bees can go back inside the hive. So far I'm not seeing any varroa, which is great. Okay. I'll stand this up. And again, look for cups. No, I don't see any. This is great. This hive does not have any queen, a couple queen cups. Found 1, 2, both are empty. 3, 4, empty. Okay. Now I'm just looking for signs of eggs. Nectar. Capped brood. Got a sting. Every time you get stung, you want to smoke the spot so it doesn't smell like alarm pheromone. I think I might put on gloves. These are getting a bit agitated. Frame. They're backfilling those, so I'm going to give them some foundation frames here because I don't want them to get stuck. Looking for eggs. Ouch! Got me on my finger. Alright, I'm going to put gloves on. Ow! Alrighty, took 2 stings to my fingers, so I put on some nitrile gloves because I don't want to be stung anymore. Still looking for my queen or signs of eggs. See recently emerged brood, but I didn't see eggs. They're glued in there tight. Lots of pollen. Solid. See if I can see some eggs in here. Alrighty, I spotted some eggs on this frame. So, I'm just going to put these girls back together again. That's all I want to see. Alright, finally we're going to check quickly this last hive here. This hive was my biggest hive coming into winter. It has since swarmed twice. Last time I was in here, there was a laying queen, brand new queen. So just want to check this hive out. Now because this hive swarmed twice, the population is much diminished. And these supers are much lighter. Fewer workers to gather nectar. So, right away I see capped brood. That's great. It means my queen is laying. And look for evidence of her, which means eggs. Okay, so capped brood, developing brood, eggs. Great. So if you can see here in the middle we have capped brood, that's the oldest brood. Then we have brood here that look like little white larvae curled up in there. And then right here there's some jelly. And recently they've just hatched and they're feeding them royal jelly. And then the area outside I see eggs, which is great. Okay, so there is a laying queen in here. Just going to pull a couple more frames. Just to look at her laying pattern. Pretty good. Oh, I do see a swarm cup at the end there. Let's see if there's anything in it. Nope. Whoa! If you ever do that, then you want to get your smoker and smoke the bees. If you ever drop a frame. I'm going to crush that cup. Now the bees are rightfully, understandably agitated. See a couple more cups here, empty. We'll squish them. And full of eggs. Good. Just going to tilt this hive body up and look for more queen cups. Give these girls a smoke. Let's take a quick peek on the split here. See if they've put anything in the super. Oh. Mostly I'm interested to see how well this queen is laying. Let's take a look at her. This is pretty light. This is a small hive though, so shouldn't be surprised. Again, looking for either the queen or signs of her. Not too happy with me being here. Alright, let me go look at this in the sun. Yes, this queen is busy. This is solid. All eggs. I do see one queen cup down here. I will remove that. So, that's all I want to see. I'm going to button these girls back up. And let's check quickly this little one. This is a very small colony. Developing brood, capped brood, decent laying pattern. It's a nice laying pattern. Okay. Great. Just gonna put these girls away too. Okay. Alrighty, so it's July 1st. I went through all of my hives. They all have signs of the queen. I did my mite checks, the first of the season, and I yielded a 0, which I am so happy about, but I am not out of the clear by any means. I will be checking every couple of weeks. Things look to be good. I have at least one super that I pulled full of capped honey. There's at least 2 or 3 more supers worth of nectar that's being turned into honey that's in all of the hives right now, but I won't pull those until they're capped. And yeah, the hives look to be doing well, and yeah, that's it. July 1st. 2019. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.